This video I'm going to show you how to make this Christmas tree. It's just a table decoration and it is normal single crochets all the way around, and these are just little French knots to add as baubles. So you don't have to have them on there if you don't want to, you can just have the green tree. So we need our green yarn, red for the baubles and yellow or whatever colour you choose, 2mm hook, pair of scissors and a needle. To start with, we need to do a magic circle with 5 single crochets in. So we just make our magic circle like so, and then we're going to add 5 single crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we're going to pull the circle closed like so, and we need a stitch marker. Okay, so add the stitch marker to our last stitch so we know where the row ends. Like so, and now we're going to do 2 single crochets. This is row 2. 2 single crochets into every stitch. Give it another tug. So this one here is our first stitch. There we are. So we have 1, 2, the next one, 3, oops, lost a bit, and 4, next one, lost that one off completely, let's finish that one off. So we've got 5 and 6 in here. And then 7 and 8 in this one. And then the last stitch will be 9 and 10. Take the stitch marker out and put the last 2 in here. And always remember to replace your stitch marker. That's row 2 complete. Row 3, we're going to start off with an increase. So we're going to do 2 stitches, single crochets in this first stitch rather. So we've got 1, 2, and then we're going to do 4 single crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the next stitch is going to be another increase. So 2 in this one. And then we're going to finish off with our last 4 single crochets. Stitch marker away. 1, 2, 3, and we need to remove the stitch marker to get our last stitch in. 4. Pop the stitch marker back. Row 4, we're going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and our last one is going to be 12. Now, as you can see, the work's trying to fold in on itself, so we need to push it out the other way. So I'm going to give this a little tug just to close that hole a little bit more, like so, and push it through the way that we're working. Let's put the hook in, it'll be easier. Put it down. There we have it. And that's the right way around. Row 5, we're going to do an increase, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to follow that pattern all the way around. Oh, stitch marker's caught. Just reposition that. That's better. So we start off with our increase. So 2 in this first stitch, followed by 1 single crochet, and then another increase, and a single crochet. We'll do that all the way around to get to the end. For row 6 and row 7, we are just going to do 1 single crochet into every stitch, and you should have 18 stitches all the way around. So no increases, just straight single crochets all the way around for 2 rows, and I will meet you at the end of row 7. Now for row 8, we are going to do an increase, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets. We're going to have to repeat that 5 times. So this first stitch is our increase. It's 2 in the same one, and then 2 single crochets, and this is our second increase, and 2 single crochets, third increase, and our 2 single crochets, and our fourth increase, two single crochet, our fifth increase, two single crochet, and this is our last increase now at the end. And then we're not going to do 2 single crochets to finish this one off. We're going to do 1 single crochet and then a slip stitch. So we need to remove the stitch marker, and we're going to slip stitch in that one, like so. Pop the stitch marker back in. on this row we're going to work all the way around back loop only, and we're going to do 23 single crochets. We don't want to do the last one because that's going to be a slip stitch. So we need to find our first stitch, and we are going to do back loop only all the way around. Let's do 3, 4, 5. Oops, that one went about away with me. Number 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and this last stitch under the stitch marker we're going to do another slip stitch, again back loop only. So in through the back, through and pull it through. So that's that row complete. Row 10 we're going to do the same again, but we're going to do 24 single crochets in the back loops. There's no slip stitch on this one. So just carry on all the way around back to the stitch marker and including the one under the stitch marker as single crochets in the back loop only. Row 11 we're going to do both loops this time. We're going to do an increase in the first stitch. So there's 1 and 2, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around to the end. So we're going to start again with another increase and then 3 single crochets, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker when you finish this round. Rows 12 and row 13 now we're going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch, and when you get to the end of these 2 rows there should be 30 stitches on each row. So it's just 1 single crochet into every stitch around, and I will meet you back at the end of row 13. Okay, row 14 we're going to start off with an increase, so that's 2 in the same stitch, and then we're going to do 4 single crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to repeat that sequence all the way around, but don't do the last stitch as a single crochet. You need to do it as a slip stitch, but I'll come back to you before then. Okay, so I've just done my last increase, so we've got these 4 single crochets left, so we're going to do 3. That's 1, 2, 3, Okay, and our last stitch we're going to do as a slip stitch. Just like that. 15, we're going to do the back loop onlys again, and then the last stitch we need to do as a slip stitch. So we're going to work our way around back loop single crochets. But remember, when you get to your stitch marker, that one needs to be a slip stitch. I'll meet you back round. Row 16, we're going to do a single crochet in all of the stitches, that's including the last one. And again, we're in the back loop only. So you carry on working your way around and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. Row 17, we're going to do an increase followed by 5 single crochets. So we're going to go in both loops on this one, 2 single crochets in the same hole, followed by 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to go back to your increase. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so rows 18 and rows 19, we're just going to do a single crochet all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, so you carry on all the way around. You should end up with 42 stitches for the next 2 rounds. This is row 20. We're going to do an increase followed by 6 single crochets. So we're doing 2 in the same stitch and then 6 single crochets. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're going to continue that all the way around. So that's an increase, then 6 single crochets. But when you get back to your stitch marker, that one needs to be a slip stitch. Row 21, I'll just put my light on because it's getting quite dark in here now. So row 21, we're going to do the back loop only, and it's going to be a single crochet all the way around, but your very last stitch needs to be a slip stitch. So back loop only all the way around. Okay, now that you carry on, but remember on your stitch marker needs to be a slip stitch. 22, again we're going to do a whole row of back loop only. Just a normal single crochet back loop all the way around, including the stitch marker, and I'll meet you back round. We're on row 23 now, so we're going to increase and then do 7 single crochets. So we're going to go through both loops. So we've got to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch for our increase, followed by 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the next stitch is going to be an increase again, and just repeat the pattern. 1 increase, 7 single crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So row 24 and row 25, we're going to do a single crochet into each stitch all the way around, and you should end up with 54 stitches on each row. So I will meet you at the end of row 25. Row 26, we're going to do an increase and then 8 single crochets. We're going to repeat it all the way round, but your last single crochet will be a slip stitch under the stitch marker. So increase in your first one, and then you need 8 single crochets. 1, 2, oops, I didn't quite catch it all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So the next one's an increase and then another 8 all the way around and a slip stitch under your stitch marker. Okay, the next row is row 27. We're going to do the back loop only, and we're going to do 59 stitches, and your last stitch will be a slip stitch, which is number 60 under your stitch marker. So you just work your way around back loops only for 59, and then slip stitch into the last one, which is your number 60. Okay, so I'll let you carry on with that and I will meet you once you finish this row. Row 28, we're going to stick with the back loops only, and we're going to do a single crochet in each one. Again, we're going to have 60 at the end of this round, but you don't need to do a slip stitch in the last one, it's just a normal single crochet. So we're going to do 60 all the way around, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. Now this is row 29, it's going to be your last row. We're going to do a single crochet into every stitch all the way around. There should be 60 in total still, and you're going to finish off your work with a slip stitch and just a sew in the end. So I will meet you at the end and we'll do the slip stitch together. Okay, we're just about to start the last stitch, which was our slip stitch. So we're gonna get that one done. Pull some yarn through. Oops, missed it completely. There we go. Pull that one out. And then we're going to sew in this end. So we're going to go and weave it through. Give it a big tug. Oops, I'll leave that one actually, the last one. So there we have it, we can just cut it off on the inside. And we have the cone ready for our tree, just like so. So the next thing to do is to add the frills that go around the outside. Okay, we're going to start on the rows 9 and 10 where we've got the loops here. We're going to work out where it's joined, and as you can see here, that slightly goes down. So we're going to start on this top one. I'm going to put your hook through, like so. We're going to attach your green yarn again. Oh, a bit fiddly. So we're going to pull that one through. Now in this one we're going to do a single crochet, just to attach it like that, and give it a tug. Now the next stitch down we're going to do a half double crochet. So we're going to pop it in here, half double crochet. You wrap the yarn around your hook before you put it in, so you end up with 3 loops on there. You're going to come back through all 3. Then we're going to do a double crochet in the same hole, like so. So you've got 3 on your hook, you come back through 2, and then you come back through 2, and then we're going to go and do another half double crochet again in the same hole. So this one stitch has got 3 stitches in it, like so. The next stitch we are going to do a single crochet. So we're just tucking up under these front loops that we've got left, and then in the one next to that now we're going to do a slip stitch. So put it straight through and in, and then chain one. So this is the same sequence we're going to use all the way round. So we're starting off with a half double crochet, then a double crochet, all in the same stitch. So pull through two, pull through two, and a half double crochet. Then the next stitch is a single crochet, then a slip stitch in the next one. And then we chain one. So we're going to carry on going all the way round. So you're going to go around this level, and then you're going to drop down to the one below it all the way round. So you're starting off with a half double crochet, and a half double crochet in one stitch. The next stitch will be a single crochet, and the next one will be a slip stitch with one chain. And I will meet you round at the end. Okay, so we just finished the last round on that one. We're going to snip the end, pull that out, and we're just going to sew these ends in as we go. So I literally poke it straight back down through the middle, just to pull them back through. And then same with this one, straight through the centre. Okay, so there is your first set of frills, branches, whatever you like to call them. So you're going to carry on and do exactly the same for these 3 rows here, and I'll meet you when the tree is complete. I'm going to be starting with the red yarn, where I'm going to do my red baubles. So I've literally threaded a needle and I've got a little knot on the end. Come up through the centre, and I start on the top row, and you're going to bring it up just below the double crochet, which is your middle point. There. Thread that through, and now we're going to go through the double crochet itself on the branch, like so. And there we have it. It's just where we need it. Now for a French knot, we literally hold the thread taut, we go round it, round the needle, and I generally do 4 times for this size bauble. Just experiment and work out whether you want to do more or less. So once you've got your 3 wraps on your needle, you're then going to pop it back through the middle, like so. And at the same time, we're just going to give this one a tug, just to hold it in place so it doesn't make it too loose. And this is where the difficulty comes in. We give it a tug and gently pull it through, because the wool that you have here will tend to knot itself up if you're not careful. Like so. And that is our first bauble. And then I tend to do all the reds in one go. So what I want to do is I want to feed it, oh, it's gone through the next level, let's get that back out. You want to feed it back through into the centre so it doesn't make it look messy in here. And then work our way around to the next one. And what I tend to do to save yarn is I will go in the one below and then up. So I'm going to alternate with just red and yellow on these ones. So the branch below, straight up underneath, through the double crochet, which is your middle stitch, your largest stitch. And then we're going to wrap it around the needle 4 times. And then we're going to pop it back down through the same branch, like so. And just give that one a little tug to tidy it up. And remember, when you pull it through, be careful that it doesn't knot. It's going to be quite tough because it's tight. Come through. There we go. So just watch that this doesn't tangle up as you're pulling it through. It tends to do that when you've got the longer thread. There's our second French knot. And again, to keep it neat, I go back through into the middle. And now I'm going to go back up to my top row. So I'm going to alternate between the red and the yellow. So it's going right up under this one. Like so. Through the double crochet. 4 times round the needle. Back through your branch. Give it a tug to make it neat. And there we go. Oh, pull it too hard. Let's do that one again. 4 times round. Back through the branch. And there we have another bauble. So you can see how we're doing it now. I'll let you carry on and I'll come back to you with the yellows. So carry on all the way around and just work your way down to the next row and keep going and adding more thread if you need it. And I'll meet you at the bottom when you've done all of your red baubles. Now, just finished all the red French knots on every other branch all the way around. And it's up to you if you just want to leave it as it is, or if you want to add the yellow baubles, you do just the same. So I've got my yellow yarn now. Again, I'm going to start at the top, come out right up here, up through the branch, go around 4 times, feed it back through. Tidy that out and pull it tight back through the centre and ready to go down onto this next branch here. Up through the branch, 4 times round, go back through, and tuck it through. There we go, and then finally back through into the middle. So just like you did with the red baubles, we're going to carry on with the yellow and work all the way around, alternate, and then through to the bottom. And I'll see you when you've done that section. Now that is all of the baubles made all the way around. So if anything, you've perfected your art of doing the French knot. Now these can be used as table decorations, anything really. I think they look rather sweet. So if you like the video, maybe subscribe. You'll see more of my videos actually on my channel. All my videos are free and they all have tutorials with subtitles. So if you're having difficulty reading patterns, follow it along with the tutorial and it will help you learn how to read the pattern as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.